What's up, man? Live again. Polo Sports Talking ENT back again with another one. As always, hit that like and hit that sub. Also share and also comment. Do all that good stuff. Hit the notifications too, so that you're able to get my videos. Um, and I'm gonna just jump right into it. If you come in, that's great. If you don't catch it, that's all good, man. Just go ahead and wind it back, and you'll be able to definitely catch what I was saying in the beginning. Look, we got to be honest about something. Okay, since Greek has came in, on the flip side, okay, he's been nothing but a hard worker, a constant professional, blue collar, goes to work, doesn't say much, says very little, but all of his actions tend to do the talking for him, and he's constantly evolving, okay, as a player, which is growth. And as he gets further into getting close to a championship, being that he's in the Eastern Conference Finals right now, many people still have those same type of doubts that they did in the beginning, such as him not having so many moves going to the basket, or he only plays one way, or you can build a wall around Giannis, or the biggest one I think is just very very hilarious is the one that they always say, well, he can't shoot, or he can't shoot free throws, or he can't do this, or he can't do that. Not realizing that, you know, the guy's continuing to get better, and the guy's actually been the most consistent in the playoffs as we speak right now. Uh, I want you to keep that same energy that you have with them. There's been several people that I've talked to, and they have very little good things to say about Giannis, but they have all the negative in the world, and those people, man, I, I just find it funny that they'll be so quick, they'll be so quick to put him on a bar with another player and put all these expectations on this man when he's actually got a lot of accomplishments in his own right. Think about it. We don't need to mention the fact that he's a two-time MVP. Okay, that's already given. Okay, he's proven that he can play in the regular season, and not only play, but he can also be a dominant force both offensively and defensively. That's the reason why he does have a defensive player of the year. That doesn't need to be said either. But what I find it ironic is that when this guy goes out and says very little and and lets his plan do the talking, and the superstar caliber player that he is, it seems like he gets the fair share of the criticism about what this guy is not doing. This guy is a born winner, okay, and that's why he's amongst my players that I have right now that I enjoy watching, okay, because it's not just about his play. It's not just about his play. It has to do with the guy is good to the game. You should appreciate a guy like Giannis. But then again, it tells the tale of the story about how people the way that they feel because their specific player is not in, and it's not just singled down just to one specific player. It's many different players that are in that a lot of people try to make these comparisons about that just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. Now, what I find also odd is that when when this guy is showing strides in his game, they still put that stigma on him about, oh well, he can't shoot. But what are you going to say when he does start hitting the jump, such as the mid range, such as the 3 point shot, such as even a turnaround shot in the post, because that's still a jump shot whether you want to believe it or not. What are you going to say when he starts evolving in? Oh, I know what they're going to do. They're going to nitpick. They're going to find something else to criticize him about, and it's just going to go on and on and on. It's like you'll never be able to please that person. And even if he doesn't win this year, if that's the case where Giannis does not win, I can almost guarantee you that you know they're going to say, okay, like in the beginning they'll be like, oh yeah, Giannis, you play wonderful. You're a dominant force. You do this and you do that and everything. You could have even hit a few jumpers, but the minute he doesn't win, they're going to go back to the same thing. They're going to say, well, Giannis needs to improve on this. He can't shoot. He's horrible at the line, doing this and doing that. But on the flip side, when he is getting to the paint, he is efficient with the field goal percentage. He does play wonderful defense. Now, I will say this: he did take a step back defensively, even though he was on that first team all defensive. I felt like it shouldn't have went to him. I stand on that. Okay, he shouldn't have been on that first team just for the regular season for the most part. I felt like there was another player that should have been in his place, as well as a couple other players too as well. Okay, but that's not what the argument is about. He should have been like on the second team. I don't feel like Giannis played as good defensively this year as he did last year and the year before last when he had that DPOY. But that's neither here nor there. Nevertheless, he was still on there. Okay, but besides that, he's been a constant professional. Now, my thing is this: with the versatility of Giannis and what he's able to accomplish and whatever he's able to do, if he does get a chip, in my opinion, if he does get the chip, as I've stated before, we could be potentially looking at the face of the NBA. However, some people are not going to feel like he is going to be the face of the NBA for the simple fact that he he cannot shoot, as they say, and let me say this too, okay? What is cannot, not being able to shoot? We have to ask that. What is not being able to shoot? And you have to be specific for with what you're saying. Okay, is it that he can't shoot as efficient from the 3 point line, or from the mid range, or from free throws? Because last time I checked, there's a difference between all three. The only end goal that is the same is to put the ball in the hole. Okay, so either way, he's still working on all aspects of his game, and he's still getting better year after year. Okay, people don't understand that. People, for all the criticism that Kobe Bryant used to take about him being inefficient, about him, you know, becoming a volume scorer, towards the end of his career, for some questionable shot selections and stuff like that. The one thing that just already automatically separates him from the rest of the pack to be able to maybe take those kind of shots or be in the quote unquote inefficient as they say is the fact that he's given just as much energy on the defensive end as he is on the offensive end. Okay, and you have to recognize that two-way players are not really respected anymore. Okay, they respect do they respect Kawhi? Yeah, they respect Kawhi, but that that's not the first person that they're going to gravitate towards. They're going to gravitate towards that person that is. more that gets to shine, in terms of the offensive end. They're not going to look at a guy, that doesn't shoot all the 3 pointers, or doesn't dunk every single time that he goes. He's got a. They're going to look at a guy. They're going to look at a guy like Steph Curry before they look at Giannis. I put it that way. Okay, they'll look at Giannis. They'll look at Steph Curry before they look at Giannis. And the reason is because what is the NBA? Mostly now, if you don't have somewhat of a shot, then your game is not going to really flourish in today's game. But see, that's where we have to stop and we have to dissect that. Giannis is actually making strides to his game, and you see it evolving. As I've said it time and time again, I, I listen to people and I really take what they say, and I really have to cut it and understand what they're saying. You're making a full generalization that Giannis can't shoot, right? A full generalization that he can't shoot. Okay, you're saying that he's horrible and stuff, but he's not afraid to shoot. He's shooting under pressure, and he's shooting even when people are telling him that he can't shoot, and he's making some of them. So how is that not conducive to him evolving his game? Why would you even say a thing like that, or make a general observation of his game that well, he can't shoot? Because in order for you to get better at something, you have to do it, and sometimes you're going to have to fail at it many times before you succeed. Okay, for all that we love Jordan, as much as I love Jordan, and I put Jordan because a lot of people put Jordan as the measuring stick in terms of uh, what it means to be a great player. Uh, I'll compare some others, but with Jordan, when he first came into the league, did he have somewhat of a jumper? Yes, he had a jumper, but in the other people's eyes, it wasn't as as great as it should have been. His jumper wasn't wasn't second nature. He wasn't making it with consistency. They said that he had a spotty jumper. They've even said that. But Phil Jackson said that he constantly worked on his shot, mainly the mid range. That's why one of the fundamental teachings of a shooting guard, or a guard in general, is to master the mid range. Even though in today's game they don't really look at the mid range as as a valuable shot, and some people even claim that it's the worst shot in basketball. Now, I'm not going to say that it's the worst shot. Now, back in the days, you really couldn't have said that, especially when they didn't have a 3 point line, because a lot of teams weren't predicated on shooting three point shots. I'm talking about in the 80s and in the 90s and stuff like that, especially like in the 70s and 60s, because of the non-existence of the 3 point line. But that's neither here nor there. Now, look, I want you to keep the same energy that you have about Giannis. Remember all the stuff that you're saying about him. I mean, about him not being able to shoot, him being playing out of control, bulldozing his way and stuff like that. Which really he doesn't really. If you really look at Giannis, he really doesn't bulldoze his way to the lane like that. He really doesn't bulldoze his lane. He actually has really good moves. Giannis does know how to be a finesse type of guy. I think some people take for granted the uh, the speed and the athleticism and the finesse game that Giannis truly does have. Now, is he strong? Is he powerful? Is he long? Yeah, absolutely he is. He is. He is. I'm not saying that he's a bulky strong or he's gonna pick up Shaquille O'Neal and body slam him that strong or nothing like that. But I'm talking in terms of him being a force that can go uh, in the middle and be able to absorb contact and still be able to score. A lot of people they sit here and they make a generalization about a player. Like, okay, for instance, when Jason Kidd came in, he couldn't shoot at all. He couldn't shoot at all. Jason Kidd could not shoot. Okay, but it did not stop him from being successful. Okay, now he could he have been a little bit more successful? Maybe so. You know, but for that time and when he was playing, people weren't tripping about, oh yeah, well you got to be able to shoot a 3 pointer and stuff like that because he used to run the floor, get to the bucket, facilitate, and also he was doing the other, filling up the stat sheet with the other intangibles. Okay, so we got to stop. We got to stop classifying a player just because he doesn't do good in one area, automatically thinking that this player is going to be like that for the rest of his career. Now, I talked about Ben Simmons, right? I mentioned Ben Simmons. I bring him up constantly, and it's silly that I'm even bringing those two up in the same sentence in terms of Giannis and Ben Simmons. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because what is the stigma on both of them? Is that neither one of them can shoot. But as I've said before, seeing somebody like Ben Simmons who didn't attempt a shot for several games in the playoffs, who doesn't have any confidence in his jumper, and who gets really scared and frightened to even shoot a free throw, it makes you appreciate what Giannis brings to the game. But just keep that same energy. Keep that same energy that you have for Giannis because you're actually seeing a maturation process. It's just like I got on Devin Booker the other day, right? I got on him the other day, and I was saying that he needs to mature mentally. He needs to mature mentally, and the reason is because he was letting Pat Bev and the fact that he wasn't shooting that well get all into his head. Okay, now for all that I said, guess what Devin Booker did? He didn't blame his shooting on his mask that he was wearing or his broken nose. He didn't blame any of that. He said he was just basically saying he didn't get it done. And now he has to come back and he has to respond. That's that's a quality and that's something that shows that okay, hey, look, I'm getting better in one aspect. And with him it was just mentally. It was a mental battle. Devin Booker could have came out there and said, okay, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna I'm gonna blame it on my broken nose. The reason why I wasn't playing so good. I couldn't see with the mask or anything like that. No, he went out there and he played. Even though he only scored 15 points, he didn't blame it on the mask or the broken nose or how Pat Beverly was guarding him or any of that. Bottom line, he couldn't get the job done. And see, that's what you need. And see, that's what Giannis does. That's what Giannis does. But today's players, all they do is make excuses. What's up, Annie K? I see you in the building. All they do is make excuses and make all these little references to everything that has nothing to do with them achieving a type of success with their game. Okay, Giannis doesn't make any excuses. Every offseason, that guy is working on something. You best believe he's always working out with somebody. I mean, he worked out with Joel Embiid, DeAndre Ayton, uh, one summer. I think in Mo Bamba, if I'm not mistaken. He worked out with KG. You know, I'm quite sure he's gonna call his fellow African cats. You know, such as a Hakeem Olajuwon or somebody like that. That's gonna try to teach him. You know, a couple of more moves. This guy is a this guy's a winner. He's an absolute ballaholic, and you have to appreciate that. If you're gonna be in the NBA or you're gonna be in the NFL or you're gonna be in any type of sport, you have to understand that it's a competitive environment. Well, what do you think that you're doing? You have to stay competitive. And what do they keep saying? They always say it. Whether it's the media, whether it's these stupid fans that have never dribbled a ball, whether it's these people that have never even paid attention they've only paid attention to one player and one player only, and that's it. They don't know about the game of basketball. They only pay attention because this guy has so many likes, or this guy is so dominant on social media, or this guy, has this this many followers or whatever. They have no idea and no clue what this guy can do on a basketball floor, and much less they don't even understand the basketball game, the concept of basketball. Okay, if you really understood the concept of basketball, you would understand that when you're working yourself to pure exhaustion on one end, okay, and you're playing 40 plus minutes, there are going to be times when you're not gonna hit a shot. That's even the great ones. Everybody, Kobe, Jordan, Wilt, Abdul-Jabbar, you name it, or Jerry West, and that's because they're doing pretty much everything that they can on both ends of the floor to make their team succeed. It's just like when people criticize a guy like Jimmy Butler. Okay, they say he played horrible. They were saying this. He wasn't supposed to be in the finals last year and all this other stuff. Uh, we don't know. They don't know if he should be on Miami and all this other stuff. Well, you don't realize that Jimmy Butler was struggling with injuries. Jimmy Butler is a two-way player, and also Jimmy Butler is a constant workhorse. Y'all have to understand that these guys are not just working out, uh, at practices. Okay, some of these guys are actually chasing for something, and they're working out. They're working out to the point where, okay, hey, look, I'm willing to work out 3 times a day, even before a game. I think it was once stated that Kobe he would work out before the game. He was working out before the game and after the game. Okay, even when it came to I think Kwame Brown. For as much hell as people came, at Kwame Brown saying how he was a bust and he was the worst high school player, to come out and all this other stuff, all the, that little bullshit that they say. people didn't realize that. Even Matt Barnes had attested that he was working out even before before the games, before the game started, a full fledged workout. So we have to keep that same energy, keep the same energy for Giannis, keep the same energy for him. Don't sit there and try to change up and say, okay, well, now that Giannis has developed a jump shot. Now that Giannis can shoot the 3 point the three ball. Now that Giannis can shoot at the free throw line. Oh yes, I like him now. No, you should have liked him in the beginning. You should have liked him in the beginning, but you can't. One thing that you can't call Giannis is trash. You can't call that guy trash. But many people do. So just go ahead and keep that same energy that you have for Giannis. A lot of people don't want to see Gian. They don't want to see guys like Giannis as the face of the league. They don't want KD as the face of the league. They definitely don't want Kyrie as the face of the league. They only want certain players as the face of the league. And I find it fascinating that those players that you mentioned that you don't want at the face of the league, those guys are constant gym rats. Those guys are constant gym rats, and they're doing everything that they can to get better. Kevin Durant had a, had a thought in his mind one night, and he was just thinking about the game, and he was willing to get up in the middle of the night and start putting up shots. He called it. I think he called his a trainer to rebound for him, and he was in there working on something that he had on his mind. That those are the type of players that you're dealing with. You're talking about guys that want to get better. It bothers them not to be great, and that's why I can't put a guy like Ben Simmons into that type of sentence with Giannis. I'm not saying Ben Simmons is trash. Okay, I don't sit here and I trash guys on my channel. I don't sit here and do that. The worst NBA player, the worst NBA player, I won't call him trash. The worst NBA player, I will not call that guy trash for the simple fact that he can go out in an adult league basketball game and probably put up 50 or 60 points with ease. So you have to understand what you're saying and really have a broader perspective of what you're saying before you say it. You know, Giannis. I'm not trying to go on no rant about Giannis or anything like that, but it's the truth. You people got to keep the same energy about him. They constantly talk about him. They're talking about a guy that never says anything. I don't even think Giannis has had a technical foul. If I'm mistaken, he may have had a couple, but I haven't seen him get a technical foul. More importantly, this guy is humble. Now, does he want to shake? Does he want to be your friend in the off season and all that other stuff? No. And as a competitor, how can you get mad at that? I don't want to be friends with you neither. If we're playing, or if I'm competing with you in something, I don't want to be your friend. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. Taking everything. Oh, just because this guy doesn't smile, doesn't joke, doesn't want to, clown around or anything. He just wants to win. He's all about championship. There were several players like that. Jimmy Butler's like that. He got a serious demeanor, but if you talk to Jimmy Butler and you have an interview with him, you find, man, this guy, man, he's a down to earth guy. But it's his job to go out there and to destroy the competition. That's what your job is. It's not there to sleep with the enemy. So you got to keep your same energy that you have about Giannis. Keep on saying that he can't shoot. Okay. Keep on saying that this guy, you all you can do is build a wall around him. He doesn't have any moves. Because once the evolution starts coming, watch. You're gonna see growth right before your eyes. Everybody that's kind of like, scooting him to the side, thinking that he can't do this and thinking that he can't do that. That's only gonna make it. That's gonna be better for him. I'm proud of what Giannis has been doing. I want him to keep up the good work. I want him to continue to prove people wrong. I want him to continue to prove people wrong because that's what he's doing. If he gets in the finals, which a lot of people said that, nobody thought that the Bucks were going to get into them. I chose the Bucks beating Brooklyn, plain and simple. Injury or no injury, okay, that's a whole nother story. I'm pretty sure that if if Brooklyn if Brooklyn would have had their full squad, it would have been it would have been way more competitive than that. I'm not silly to think that they were just gonna just mollywop the Brooklyn Nets or anything like that. And they didn't mollywop them. It was still a tough series. It was still a tough series. I think shout out to my guy Anthony, but I think he was mentioning that Giannis had stuck his leg out on purpose. Accident, had got Kyrie. It wasn't an accident. It was on purpose. Man, Giannis doesn't do anything like that. That I don't even think that that's in his character. Now does he want to destroy you from a basketball standpoint? Absolutely. Does he want to face you up and break you down and take you to the rack, dunk on you, or just destroy, dismantle your whole offense? Absolutely. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay? But to sit here and say that Giannis uh, isn't giving everything he is, uh, to this sport and to this game, you got to be silly to think that. But see, that's the thing. They want somebody that's loud and obnoxious and all about themselves, egotistic, to the point where it's toxic to their teammates and stuff like that. You haven't heard one person come out and say that they dislike playing with Giannis. But all these other team, uh, these guys that are out here, they say, well, this guy's toxic. Okay, well, I didn't enjoy playing with this guy, or this guy's not a good leader. You haven't heard any of that come out of anybody's mouth about Giannis. You haven't. When everybody was saying that this guy uh, will not progress in the league, guess what? Guess what he ended up doing? Right before your eyes, you see him working on his jump shot, working to get better, working on his craft, working on his skill, staying focused. You got to think about what you're saying to these players before you say it. Everybody's not going to be a LeBron James, okay? Everybody's not going to play that same way. Everybody's not going to be, a Kevin Durant. Everybody's not going to play that way. Even though that I have said this though, if he shot as well as Kevin Durant, uh, they would have a lot of similarities to their game. And also I would give Giannis and the athleticism edge because he's a little bit more athletic than KD. You can't sit here and you can't make a generalization that this guy can't shoot and this guy can't do this and this guy can't do that and everything. And then once he wins the championship, then you quick to be like, oh yeah, and then you want to jump on the train with him. I've seen many people do that to Kobe Bryant. In the beginning, they were doubting Kobe just because of some, they're harboring personal feelings or whatnot, or they don't they didn't like the way he did this or the way he did that or something like that. Either on or off the floor. But then when he started becoming successful and everything, then you want to jump, you want to be cool with him. You want to say, hey, look, man, I love the way you play. No, keep that same energy that you had with him before. Keep that same energy that you had with him before. Don't be fake. Don't be fake about it. You'll never hear me, say, okay, hey, look, um, I will say this when it comes to Ben Simmons, okay? Like Ben Simmons has this year to get it right, and only this year to get it right. If not, then they're going to get rid of him. That's not me calling him trash, okay? That's not me sitting here saying that he can't do it. But you are under pressure. You are under pressure to at least show them, okay, hey, look, I'm trying. I wouldn't be mad at Ben Simmons if he went out and made 1 out of 10 shots. But the fact that he's actually shooting the shot and he's actually trying, that actually shows me a lot more than you not attempting a shot at all. And we have to look at that sort of thing. We have to look at that sort of thing. Everybody sits up here and they'll down a player, but they won't never see another aspect of his game. Do I think that Giannis is all the way there yet? No, he has plenty to work on. And you know what? I'm not the one that can be really fully judging him. You know why? Because I'm not in the league. These guys are in the NBA. I'm not in the NBA. Okay. Uh, for as much as we love our teams and you critique these guys and everything. Look, I look at it from being in their shoes and actually playing. I try not to look at it from a fan standpoint. Like a crazy fanatic. I don't look at it from that standpoint because if you look at it from that standpoint, you'll never be able to have a an objective observation of a player. You never will. So as I let my guy True the King TV come up in here and barbecue y'all on a Saturday before we get ready for this Devontae Tank Davis fight and everything, I want you to listen to this guy because
Salute.
we don't there's some things that we disagree on, but there's a lot of things that we agree on. You have to have objective observation of these players. If you don't, you're not really seeing the game in a broader like perspective. True to King salute. Make sure y'all sub to my boy True to King TV channel, man. Definitely got a hot channel. Definitely bring versatility on his channel as well. Salute to you, brother. What's going on?
Salute. Appreciate that, man. Yes, watch seeing the title of the video, man. Put respect on that. Say get that same energy. Yeah, like y'all was not so long ago. Y'all talking down on Giannis. He ain't saying that he didn't have a bag and he didn't have this and that and all that. But let's keep it real, man. He dominating. He doing what he have to do. Now everybody quiet now. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
That man, that man been balling consistently the whole playoffs. Let the playoffs a rebound. Like, yeah, is he shooting good? No, he ain't shooting good. But guess what? He playing. He's playing big, man. He's a big man. You see what he doing out there, posting up, doing fit like. And people saying that, oh, he hasn't gotten better. That man doing. You look at his mid, like the mid range game. He's adding on to his game. It ain't perfect. Ain't there? You know what I mean? But he doing like y'all gotta appreciate greatness, man. Like everybody don't gotta be a Stephen Curry or a great shooter. You know what I mean? To be a dominant force in this game. You know what I mean?
Right.
You
And
know what I mean? Like when they talk about respect the shooter, man. Respect the slasher, man. Respect the slash. That's my new slang, man. Respect the slasher, man. Listen,
yeah,
man.
he stamped it today. So if anybody take it,
My
man, you know where
stature.
it came from.
Respect the slasher, man. I'm staying for that, man. I'm about to make t-shirts. Respect the slasher, man.
I like that
Y'all,
one.
y'all like, don't get it twisted, man. Everybody love the jump shot. Shoot,
Right.
everybody will love to shoot. That's they
Right.
ain't listen. But at the same time, listen, man. When you
Hmm.
can set up a pair and shoot over 50% from the field, you can dominate a paint. Hey, nothing wrong with that either.
That's fact.
I take that any day of the week. If you can't shoot, okay, you can't shoot, okay. Shoot. Dominating that paint.
Right.
But sound, I mean, I'm just saying, man. It's like, yo, y'all, the Bucks ain't playing no games, man. I love the Bucks did. I give Mike Bruno this. I gotta give him his credit. The game planning, you know what I mean?
Right. And they
You
said he
can't.
was a horrible coach.
I mean, I do feel as though he's overrated to a sense, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? My game by game analysis, I gotta give credit where credit due for what he did. I don't know if you seen it. You noticed right what he was doing when they were closing out on Trey Young when he was missing. They would have somebody. They will have somebody down the court.
Yeah.
That was beautiful
Absolutely.
game plan. That was beautiful. That was great by Mike Brown. I can't even lie.
Right.
They make
You
it.
know.
They make it Trey Young work. That's the key of the last. The scene. That's the thing. In these last two series that the Hawks are playing, I'm gonna give Nick McMillan, if the coach's ass off. He having this team play at a high level and can compete. They hungry. But the two
Right.
things that the Knicks and the Sixers failed to do was make them work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Knicks don't have the offense like the Bucks. The Sixers don't even have the offense of the Bucks. They don't have. Sixers don't have a lot of shot creators on the guard at the guard position.
Right.
So you can make somebody work. You got something like Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, even to an extent, Giannis that can create their own shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's going. I mean, Hawks. I mean, they're gonna play. I mean, I think it's still gonna be. It's still gonna be a 6 game series.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because the Hawks they fight. But hey, gotta give credit due, man. Giannis. I mean, like I said, Trey Young, he getting a lot of credit, like which he deserves. But we can't forget about Giannis, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody talk about get KD praise, get Giannis that paying praise.
Look, I'm gonna say it like this, True to King, and I'm glad you touched on this too. See, a lot of people don't understand a maturation process. You know, they understand the maturation process of a human being. You know what I'm saying? It's like, kind of like I don't know if you have kids, but like when I watch my son and my daughter, grow. Yeah, they're gonna fuck up with some things. They're gonna make their mistakes. It's just like with a dog too. They're gonna make their mistakes. They're gonna poop when wherever they're not supposed to, or something like that. They're gonna chew up some stuff and everything. Well, you have to look at that and interpret that into basketball. Okay, yes, has he fully developed his jumper? No, but it's just like what True the King just said. It's just like what he said. If you can dominate a game with getting to the rack and shooting sometimes over 60% from field goal and being efficient like that, that's just as lethal as you going out there hoisting up jumpers and doing something that you normally don't do and being
Right,
a detriment to your team.
right,
I give him props for just trying. Hey, at least he's out there uh, making sacrifices and being like, you know what, I am going to shoot. Hey, he might airball. People gonna laugh. People gonna clown. But then
right.
when he hits that 3 pointer, that very next play, guess what? True, they're like, oh, they cheering. No, keep the same motherfucking energy. It's just like with True the King and Hitman X. Shout out to him. They say sometimes keep that same motherfucking energy that you had in the beginning.
Right, because we killed Ben Simmons for not see see see, and this is the reason why people be hypocrites because like Ben y'all criticize Ben Simmons for not shooting because he can't shoot, but we're from out like Giannis that can't shoot. Y'all criticize him for shooting the ball. Like y'all want him to be able to be a shooter, but when he does take them shots and he can't, he's not really a good shooter.
Right,
Y'all
right.
criticize him. So it's like, which one is it? It's like that's the point.
Yeah.
Like the reason why Ben Simmons, the reason why he ain't shooting because he feel though he can't shoot. Like yeah, he see them hit the jumpers though, but he honestly feel though he ain't a good. Clearly, in confidence why he feel he ain't a good shooter. Which
Right,
at the
right,
same time, I mean, that's why he's so efficient. That's why Ben Simmons if he takes efficient shots. You know what I mean? He's 16. He
right,
gonna take the best shot possible, and he don't take jumpers because he feels though he can't make it. So, but
right.
when Giannis, somebody's fearless, takes him and he can airball and he does all the stuff, he still gets criticized, even when he tries. So it's inconsistent and it's hypocritical. You know what I mean?
And you know what? Too true. Hey, check this out. Watch one day he'll be shooting a lot of 3 pointers. Then they gonna criticize him. Well, you taking too many 3 pointers
Right.
then.
But here's the thing though, 'cause the whole point is though, like a Giannis may never be a great shooter. I don't think he ever be a great shooter. But guess what? What he's doing now is equivalent of winning. What he's doing now.
Ooh, hey, my bad, Jacob. Hey, Jacob, I can't let you get away with that one, man. You said
Oh,
he can't shoot because he's not working on his
you can't say he's
all
not
around
working.
game.
Hold on. Let's
Hey, Jacob Jennings, I got it. Hold on, I'm gonna let you cook. Hold on, Truth. Hey, Jacob, I disagree with you, that man. Listen, man. Giannis he's working on his all around game, and True knows this more than everybody else. Listen, when you're a basketball player, you can't go in the off season and work on six different things. That's not what you do. Any basketball player will tell you. I play the game, so I know. You have to pick one thing. You might be able to still work on the basics and stuff like that and do your drills, but you're gonna say, okay, hey, look, on this off season, I'm gonna primarily work on my perimeter shooting. On this off season, I'm gonna work on my quickness. On this off season, I'm gonna work on my footwork. On this, you know what I'm saying? You
right,
can't do it all in one time, or
right.
else your game is never gonna grow. But to say
Hmm.
that he's not working on his all around game, that's not
Yeah, that's
true,
not
Jacob
that's
Dennis.
not necessarily true. And 'cause here's the thing: when he first came in the league, he was a good shooter when he first came in the league. The problem is that he gained size. His hands gotten bigger. When he gained all that muscle, his shooting had changed. It's not hard. It's somebody that if you got big hands like that, you at that size like that, it's hard to be a great shooter. It's not easy to do. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean? So
Shaquille O'Neal.
like Kawhi Leonard, yeah, he got big hands, but that's anomaly. That's not you. It's like somebody like that got like Jordan wasn't Jordan. Yeah, Jordan hit a mid range, but when you show him about that when it comes to the long range shot, he wasn't a great like that. I tell you, that's hard to do. He had big hands. You got that's like it's like it's like shooting a Nerf ball. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of really like simple. It's like shooting a Nerf ball. You have somebody. Some of these basketball guys hands so big. That's why it's so difficult to shoot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like like and you can't say he ain't been working on his game. Man, listen, you can't say, and that's real disrespectful
Okay.
on Giannis. That's real disrespectful on Giannis' part. 'Cause let's keep it real. We have never seen an NBA player has a career as Giannis did. Man was a lottery pick. We never thought he could be. Who would have thought when he first got drafted that he was going to be a two-time MVP or a defensive player of the year?
Jason Kidd.
Well, Jason Kidd helped develop him.
Because he discovered him. You know, and check this out, True the King. This is gonna trip your ass out even more.
Now he was there
That's
before
what.
Jason. He was there before Jason Kidd.
Yeah, but I'm
Wasn't he?
saying nobody would. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
Jason
but
Kidd
they
got
saw
there.
it. But he
Gave a
was
great
raw.
time.
But he got drafted because he was a raw talent. He was.
He's
I
raw
mean,
talent,
he
exactly.
was raw talent. He was six, not like he was at the time 6'10", whatever. He was skinny at that time, skinnier more than that time. But he had raw talent, athleticism. You know what I mean? So it's like that could dribble a little bit. He had raw talent that was untapped. So it's like,
Okay. He talking about Ben Simmons. Okay, yeah.
uh,
He talking about yeah.
right. But then again, though, I can't say he hasn't worked on this game because I've seen him shoot jumpers in practice, but he's just scared. He's not confident.
Yeah, he got
That's
a
a confidence
confidence issue.
I
Man,
don't
true.
care.
Well, man, you need to go in there, man, and you need to take him through some millet. Now, listen. You serve. Salute to you, brother. Hey,
I don't.
listen.
I mean, I can't. I don't. I don't know what's the. I mean, honestly, that's a good question. Why? I don't. We can't. Nobody really can answer that right now. Or why he don't shoot jumpers? Because I've seen like I don't know.
Man,
But
you need
that's
to go
like,
drill his ass, true. You need to be like, I'm talking about
man,
like,
Doc Rivers, Doc
military
Rivers,
drill his
man,
ass.
Doc Rivers, I'm there, man. I don't want to hear people giving too many passes and not see the organization. Elton Brand is a former basketball player. You're a former basketball player. You play at a high level, Elton Brand. Why? Where's
Right.
your involvement in helping these players out? Come on now.
Hey, my bad, Jacob Jennings, man. I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Ben Simmons. Now you right on
But
Ben Simmons,
but
but
but, but
he works. But he still. They say that
he is
he's
working. He just
lazy.
like he work. Listen, he working. He just lacks confidence, and he's got a baby. I do agree on that. I can't say the no not working part is kind of like an extra shot in my opinion because of the level of criticism he's getting in the media. That's my
Yeah.
opinion. I can't say he ain't been working hard because I mean, at the end of the day, you make it at that level, and you playing decent. Like he just his form is not bad. His form is not terrible. I mean, he got things he can work on. You know what I mean? But you can't say he ain't working, man. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, them people
He
in
just
the
he got work. He got work on his confidence because I see
hey,
in the summer league he was shooting.
they, there's some people in the Sixers organization, got that stigma about him being lazy. Now, true. I gotta ask you something else though, man. First off, man, I know you love boxing and everything, man. Who you got out of Tank? Who you got out of Tank and Barrios tonight, man?
That's gonna be a good fight. I got Tank. Tank is one of the. I ain't gonna lie. Tank is one of the best boxers in the world that can break a fighter down. He
Absolutely.
knows when to throw his punches. He know he can get in them trenches. He ain't afraid of what I mean getting them wars. But he knows when and where to throw his punches. So Tank is a very dangerous fighter. But that Barrios dude, he ain't no joke though. That's a test.
Yeah.
A lot of people may not know who he is, LS Tucker,
Oh, I
but
know
I've
who he
seen
is.
it. But he's a problem, man. He ain't no regular dude that's like, you know what I mean? He may drop Tank. He may drop Tank. He
Nah,
may
well,
cut.
I won't go that far, but
I got Tank winning. I got no. I'm
he
not. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I got Tank. I got Tank winning, of course,
right.
by stoppage. But he gonna touch Tank. He gonna touch him. If he may not drop him, he gonna touch him.
Cause hey, true. Hey, he fights that traditional Mexican style as you come forward,
Yeah, he
and those
gonna
type
touch
of
Tank.
fighters are scary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm picking Tank, and this is like you said, that was a good analysis of what you just gave. But the one thing that you can't do, and that you can't do with Tank, is you can't fight him so close because what is he gonna throw? True to King, that deadly vicious uppercut left, man.
yeah.
That uppercut left, man. I don't know if they teaching that shit in Baltimore or what, but that shit
Yeah,
is deadly, man. You saw what he did to Lopez.
yeah. And Leon Santa Cruz. I mean, the question is, Barnes gonna have enough power because he's moving up to weight class 10. So let's see if he could now. Cause here's the thing: you can't if you don't got power and you going against Tank, man. He don't respect your power, man. You gonna be a long night for you.
Yeah, his next ambition, because him and Lomachenko, Lomachenko got to fight. I think Lomachenko already fought, right? No, he
Now
got
he
one
fighting
coming up.
Zakani.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, look, that's his next goal. They've been jarring back and forth. That's gonna be the next fight. Tank wants that fight next.
Take it not Lomo out, man.
Oh, you think he gonna get knocked out
Take it like
again?
Lomo out. Lomo gets his Lomo is he got holes in his game, man.
Right, 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 right.
Lomo got a lot of holes in his game, and he hit the Lomo and Tank. His heart is probably he wanted. Listen, man, Tank his hard, man. Shout out to listen Lomachenko. Man, he's a great fighter, but he's overrated too. They try to push him something like he's not. Um, like it. That's not gonna listen, man. He getting knocked out. I mean, you Lomachenko. I mean, he got a couple losses. I mean, I don't know, man. Tank gonna knock his ass off. Out my opinion.
You just
Tank
saying
knock his
Tank
ass off.
Tank gonna be the sniper. I like his showmanship. I said this. I said I haven't seen a great knockout artist. He's emerging as a knockout artist.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
I
is
think he
that safe
already
to
been.
say?
I mean, I think he's been kind of labeled that for a while now. That knockout artist, man. I mean, listen, he got power, man. He is like a middleweight,
Right,
man.
right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm about to say. I was about to say super, but he's definitely up there. And the timing, and another thing that you mentioned too, timing is everything. That's what Charlo said. Timing is
Yeah,
everything, and his timing, man, is just it's something ridiculous, man.
yeah.
Something ridiculous, man. Uh,
So
what's it called? KCP. He got robbed, man. What
I saw that.
what you think about that, man?
That's crazy, man. Them Lakers, man. Caruso, they get out the first round, and Caruso got locked up for weed. And KCV get robbed. Like, oh man, what's going on, man?
Right. Yeah, they just he was just standing there, man. With three other guys or whatever, and some guys hopped out of the car, and then they held him at gunpoint. They took $150,000, uh, and they took some valuables, and then they
Man,
took an iPhone
yeah,
from him.
that could have been planned or something though, man.
Yeah, I
Somebody
think it was.
really
I
set him
think
up.
that was the inside job, Shooter King. That
Yeah,
was
that
the
look,
inside job.
yeah, that was wild. Gotta careful, man. That's what they do in LA, man.
Yeah, man,
They'll
he
rob
gotta
somebody.
get that security, man.
They'll rob somebody, man. Down there in LA, they known for doing like
Yeah,
hot
they
lot robberies like that. I mean, people rob everywhere though, but LA
everywhere.
ain't known.
Shoot.
They do it everywhere, but I'm saying they ain't known for doing them type of like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
they running your crib, kidnap like so.
That's just what like with Sean Taylor. I think about what happened to Sean Taylor, man. See, I think that Sean Taylor though, just in my perspective, I think something it was something fishy about what happened to Sean Taylor. You remember, Sean Taylor, the
Yeah,
football player. Yeah, I think
yeah,
about stuff like that. I think about when Pop smoked, what happened, his situation, stuff like that. I
yeah,
be thinking about stuff like that, man. Like, was this planned or was this set up?
yeah.
Or
Well,
was
here's
some,
the Pop Smoke. Well, allegedly, the guy that was with Pop Smoke,
uh huh.
they put a location out there, so it's like.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
put your
yeah,
location
yeah.
out there on the internet, you know what I mean? But I don't know about Sean. That Sean Taylor thing situation is crazy. I never, like, something, that's crazy. That Sean Taylor situation.
Yeah, man. Man, I'm just glad nothing happened. I'm glad, that KCP is safe. I'm glad that. nobody have it, but they're conducting an investigation on everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we're gonna have to see what takes place. Um, I don't think I got your take on Jason Kidd neither being hired in Dallas, man. And
Not,
Chauncey Billups gonna go ahead and get that job in Portland
I
too, man.
told
What
I
you think
told
about
I
that?
told people, man, he going to Portland, man. I told people Uduka.
Right, everybody was tripping about Dan
I said
Tony.
I said Uduka, man. Say Uduka, man. He look like gonna be the favorite of the Celtics coach. I told him he's gonna be he probably gonna be the coach, next coach, and then Chauncey probably gonna be favorite for Portland. I told people that, man. Listen, man. Hey, I just see the Grizzlies, man. Hey, I'm just saying, man. I don't got no inside thing. I'm just saying, man. I just listen, man. Um, it makes sense for Jay. I mean, Jason, he won a championship there. He had some good years there in Dallas. He's a
Uh huh.
point guard. He may help Luka out, control the game, pace the game more, learn how to get his teammates more involved. Because funny thing is I was watching Luka. Um, I was watching Luka. They were when Chris Paul Porzingis
Uh
little
huh.
film. Somebody put like a little thing out there, right? And it was times where Luka in such a pick and roll situation, Luka be 1-on-1 and Porzingis be wide open. He don't pass it.
Right. Right. Right.
And I mean, and if because you if you tell already if you are first thing you already told Kristaps, okay, I just want you to be a spot up guy, get ready for a catch and shoot more. But then, okay, I'm doing that and I'm not getting the ball. So I don't know. I mean, Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, I mean, and I mean, I do. He still has to. I thought he still had to play better a little bit in that downstairs regardless. But at the same time, I can understand when you frustrated. That can still mess up your game up. Like, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe Jason Kidd can help him get his teammates more involved. You know what I mean? And people talk about what you mean get involved. Look how many assists he averaging. That don't mean nothing. He still has to get his teammates more involved because he still at times he plays too much of one-on-one ball.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Maybe Jason Kidd can help him out, being a former point guard, and you know what I mean. So
Jason Kidd and Dirk, Jason Kidd and Dirk are going to be, a part of the
special advisor.
organization now.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
they were both a part of that 2011 true. And then on top of that, also you got to realize too, Jason Kidd said that he's going to have Jason Terry and JJ Barrera a part of his coaching staff. And guess what they
Okay.
were? They were part of that 2011
Okay. Well, they gonna go. They
team.
gonna rank like they take Tyson Chandler next too.
Yeah, that's
Hey
right.
man. Hey man.
Because
Hey.
JJ Barrera's hanging the shoes up.
Yeah. So hey man. I mean, hey, we'll see if they can get the job done, man. I mean, people say they don't believe in Jason Kidd, but I told him, listen, man, he's in Dallas. All you gotta do is get out the first round.
Right.
Rick Carlisle ain't did that in 2011.
Yeah, he vouched for him too. True, he vouched for him.
Right.
Yeah, he
So,
vouched for him.
I mean, that should be a. That's a decent signing. You know, now New Orleans, Orlando, and New Orleans, Orlando, and who else? And
Yeah. Well,
Wizards.
they already. Hey, true. Guess what? You didn't hear that either. You didn't
What?
hear? Master P. Master P just got interviewed.
That's funny as hell. Are you
Nah,
serious?
let me. I'm
I'm about
fucking
to
with you.
say. I'm about to say. I listen. They don't care nothing about winning. I say, listen. They just care about the coaches back there. They wouldn't care nothing about winning at that point. I say, listen.
I'll be
Hey,
like, true. I told you. I told.
hey, yo, that's crazy. Jason Kidd just needs to be a teach Luka. Hopefully, he fits his team. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, though. People criticize the Giannis thing when he was on the
uh,
Bucks. He was trying to make Giannis a point guard, but Giannis is really not a point guard.
uh,
I mean, he helped him develop. I mean,
yeah.
he helped him with his playmaking ability and stuff like that. I gotta give him that. But that's kind of was like a negative also because they was also because at that point forward they were trying to make Giannis is a point forward, a point. You know what I mean? That's not a wing. That's not who he is. So
Right. Right, but I think with time he'll be able to, he'll be able to develop that. It comes to time for everything. What's up, Ray? Ray DeRosa, I see you in the building, man. You said Jason Kidd just needs to teach Luca. Hopefully, he trust his teammates more. Man, hey, true. I'm with this, man. I'm like, man, that comes from within. He can sit up there and teach you all day, but if you're not willing to be a team player, man, you're gonna be your game is not gonna evolve like that. And what's up, Super
right,
Todd? I see you in the building, man.
facts. I mean, basically, man. Um, word, man. I mean, what is the game on? The game on games on night two, right?
You say that again?
The game on night two, Clippers and
Yeah,
Suns.
hey, true. I'm gonna be doing, true. I'm doing both of them motherfuckers at the same time. So if you can pull up. But I'm gonna be doing mainly the fight. The fight starts at 9, the prelims and
Right.
everything. But I'm gonna be doing reporting the game, not fully, but I'm gonna just be keeping. I'm gonna do the first I guess like the first quarter or so, and then once the fight gets ready to go, then I'm gonna switch off to the fight, man.
Yeah,
So.
I'm gonna tell you this though, man. Suns, they don't get it done. I mean, it's his first, even though his first playoff run, you may
Mhm.
get a pass, Devin Booker, but now Chris Paul, hey, you better get this job done. Y'all better not let the Clippers look or win this game. I got Clippers winning. Clippers win
Well,
this game, they win the series, man.
well, listen, true to King, man. I gotta say this, man. Goat Mike brought up a good point, man. Now he disagreed with me when I was telling him that Patrick Beverly was the full responsibility of winning that game last game. Him and Terrence, man. You know what I'm saying? But he said something that was key. He said Terrence Mann with Terrence Mann playing the way he's playing, the Clippers got a shot, man.
I mean, of course. I mean, he look what he was doing in the series before. I mean, he's been balling for them. I mean,
Hmm.
Tyronn Lue believed in him. Besides another coach that he was on. I mean, he had a coach last year with, but that's neither neither here or there.
Right.
Matter of fact, I mean to talk about that too. Did you see that? I think his mom or somebody from his family saying that when Terrence Mann barely even got clocked last year. So,
Right, right,
but
right.
this year is like with Tyronn Lue is like he's a different energy. He got, I mean, he's balling. So it's
Yeah.
like they said they wouldn't, that wasn't what that with Doc Rivers. So I mean, hey man, I told people keep believing Doc Rivers y'all want to.
Hmm.
I told people keep believing Doc Rivers y'all want to. That man won championships before Hall of Famers, and he didn't run the offense. That's
Yeah,
one of the
man.
easiest championships you can win, man.
Yeah, yeah, and see what Terrence Mann is, is coming in doing. I'm glad, like true. A lot of people ain't appreciating these young lions coming in and actually showing promise and stuff like that. These people got to
Right.
realize, man, like the older cats, man, they starting to get a little bit older. Like the Rams, the LeBron, stuff like that. We got to see some of these new breed of talent. Like these young lions that are coming up now are true. They here to take your lunch. John Morant,
Yeah.
Luca to a certain extent. Of course, Trey Young. What he doing? Even though they got blown out yesterday. Oh man, that's what I meant to ask you, man. Did you see that fucking fall yesterday, man?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. That
When he,
was crazy.
oh, that could have been even worse, man. I was like, shit, man. What you thought about that, True?
Y'all was crazy. I was like, man. It's hopefully it's okay. I don't know. Hopefully it was okay though. But I mean,
Ooh,
the bright side is at least he wasn't a key rotational player for them. That's
yeah,
kind of the
man.
bright side. But hopefully he's all right though. That was a bad fall, man. I tell you,
Yeah, man. That
that was
that shit.
a bad fall.
That shit look like some shit like D Wade back in the day. Not quite that type, but you remember how D Wade used to fall. He'd be up in the air, flying everywhere, and then he'll fall on the ground. They're like, God damn, that
Yeah,
nigga got up. Like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Like, man. But yeah, I saw that, man. I was like, man, because whenever I see somebody get hurt, true. Whether whether it was like Gordon Hayward, it took me it took me a while to look at the Paul George again because when it
I saw
first
that
happened,
live.
man, I cut the
I saw it
TV off.
live. Yeah, I saw that
You,
live.
yeah, yeah, man,
That
that
was
shit right
crazy.
there. I like, man, you could actually do some shit. And then the one that I did see live though, I don't know if you saw this one, true. I saw Kevin Ware live.
I seen that. I don't think I seen that live though. But I seen that though. That happened during that time. That was crazy. Kept him worried. Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, I saw that live, man, and his bone, and all that stuff, man. Like that stuff right there, and especially like if you've done any type of contact sport or like you do a lot of running in military stuff like that, man. You don't want to see no shit like that because you could relate, the stuff that you
Yeah,
do or in everyday life, man. You could do something like that and that could happen. So it's kind of like you feel for those guys, going through those injuries and stuff like that. So I'd be like, God
yeah,
damn, man.
yeah. Most definitely, most
Yeah,
definitely.
man.
That's that's how it be though, man. It's like, damn, you see them journeys. It's like, damn, crazy.
Man,
Paul George came back from that.
hell yeah, and people criticize him. You say I just got on what energy for Giannis, man. Explain to this guy, True, what type of energy. M365, salute to you, man.
Listen, man, we give all these other people praise like KD, shout out to Trey Young, and all Devin Bookers and all that. But when Giannis is balling out here, why he don't get that same praise energy? He's balling out here. KD Smooth was lost and got more praise than Giannis doing. Like, come on, man. That man team lost. And he airballed the shot. He's the best player in the world. Which, hey, he's in that conversation. Can't lie, but hey, while Giannis is super consistently balling all playoff, probably had like at least one bad game.
Right.
And come on now, we ain't give him credit because he can't, because quote unquote, he can't shoot. Come on, man. He may not have the highest IQ.
Hmm.
Hey, that may be fine. Shaq didn't have the highest IQ either.
Yeah, but you know
But
what though? You know what though? I got to part ways on that though. True. You know why? Because okay, who says that being able to be efficient and go to the rack isn't having an IQ? Who says
I mean,
that?
I'm not saying
Uh,
they're completely like dumb players, but like you like big man, like it's like. And I'm not saying they don't have no type of IQ at all, but you want to consider those players, Giannis and Shaq,
he,
extremely high IQ guys.
I
You
think
know what I
I
mean?
think Giannis. I think he gets a lot of knock for not being cerebral. Okay, like some people will put him. See, like Scottie Pippen, right? He put that, and I meant to ask you, but that's another thing I got to ask you about
He
about
had a
that KD.
high
I'm gonna get to
IQ.
that.
He had a high, but like yeah, for
I'm gonna
like
get to that
Scottie
in a minute.
Pippen, Scottie Pippen got a higher IQ than Giannis and Shaq. But like at the same time, Shaq and Giannis is better. You know what I mean? There's a lot of motherfuckers that got like Rondo got one of the highest IQs in NBA history. Like, is he one
Yeah,
of the best ever? No. I mean, nothing. It's not a knock. You know what I mean? But it is what people. You know what I mean?
but see,
They smart.
they sit
They
up there
smart.
and they
They
put
smart
that
enough.
thing on. Okay, well, you could build a wall and or you could, that little stupid shit they say you could build a wall around Giannis and all this other stuff.
But
I'm
he
like,
got
okay,
better. He got
he going
better.
he gonna find a way eventually.
Right,
True, he
and he
he
got
he
better.
gonna
He
find a
got
way to
better
do
at
that.
that.
That's intellect, man.
That wall, not even affect. That wall thing is dead because how okay, you okay. My boom is okay because Giannis used to be a guy that's be in the top of the key with the ball. Okay, that's cool. You want to do that? Then put me on the wing. Put him on the wing. Put him on the block. Put him on the post. Face up. Like I forgot who said that he didn't have no face up game. That's a whole lie. I don't know what people were talking about. I mean, that's been he got
Oh
no
yeah,
face
man,
up
he got
game.
face up game. He got a first step. You know what I'm saying?
Got spin.
In
I
order,
mean, spin moves like euros. He don't got no face. I
yeah,
said
and
I'm
he got the
spinning on it.
euro. You know what I'm saying?
Got no
All
He got
that.
no face up game. Okay, he got no face up game.
Man, what's up, Jacob Jennings, man? I see you in the building, man.
What up, Jacob? But yeah, like
Jacob,
this is
Jacob, you on mute.
Yep.
Jacob, Jacob, you on mute, man. I think you on mute. I think there's something wrong with your phone. Go ahead, come back in. Come back. Come out and come back in, man.
where it was like Giannis, it was like he got no face up game. How you don't got no how you like so what how did he score on points? Because okay, he got no post up game. He just grab it, just dunk the ball like two off vert. Like
I
no, like
I think what's gonna be deadly for him though, true, because he's already hit that stop and pop in the middle with the dirt to some degree sometimes. When he start working with like somebody like Hakeem and he developed like a turnaround,
yeah, I think he need to
dude,
work on his post game
a
and
turnaround step,
maybe
that
yeah,
shit
or
gonna
like
be deadly,
or
bro.
just a or like a mid range jumper, man. I don't even just try to like let's say I mean his 3 point his range his good at a 3 point for him is good enough. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, is it effective? Is it efficient? But he can listen. He can hit. I mean, we saw this man get hit three threes in the game at times. You know what I mean? And should he do it all the time? No, but it's just something in his bag. You know what I mean? It just. I mean, the skies. I
That's
mean, like you
fact.
said, Giannis can be better.
That's facts. M365. You see what he wrote True to King?
Yeah, they shortchanged. He's legit been the most dominant player in the playoffs. That's facts. You
Mm.
can't even argue that. I don't want to hear nobody say Joel Embiid because I want to hear all that. Like listen, that means Joel Embiid was shooting like Joel Embiid wasn't shooting over 50% from the field. Let's make that clear. Like Giannis has been legit. Nobody can slow that. Nobody was slowing that man down or stopping Giannis at all. Like at all, man. Like
What
let's
Jacob.
up,
keep that.
everybody?
What up, Jacob? Man?
It's good, True.
Okay. All right. My bad. Go ahead, True. My bad. I'm just making sure you
Like
here, man. You tried. We kept
Yeah,
saying hello. You wasn't there.
yeah.
you,
It's the signal where I'm at.
Oh yeah, you got a jitterbug, right?
Nah. I'm inside of the building.
No, I'm saying you got a jitterbug phone, right?
Oh, nigga, ain't got no jitterbug. What the hell you talking about? You feel like you selling dope or something, nigga. Got a burner
That
phone.
motherfucker got. Hey, Jacob, you got a track phone, nigga.
oh man, I don't know how you get on
Oh,
here with the
nigga.
check.
All right, I'm gonna
I
throw
Hey,
didn't
this
know
one
you
true.
away
already
and
got
go
the
get the other one.
Hey, true. He got that motherfucking Boost Mobile and shit, nigga.
Oh, nigga,
uh,
I got it on.
yo,
I got on Wi-Fi. Nah, I
Uh,
ain't got no Boost Mobile.
yeah,
I
you
got
do.
something
Nah,
close to
don't lie, nigga, you got a Nokia, nigga.
that.
hey yo,
Hey,
that's crazy.
hey,
I'm fucking with you, man. What's
Yeah,
up,
but
Jacob? Did it? Hey,
what up?
True the King on here. He a boxing savant too.
put like this.
You, Jacob and True Jacob and South Political. Y'all are boxing savants. Who you got out of Tank and Barrios, man?
Tank, easy work. That's all I got to say. TBE training. What you think?
You see this
Easy
nigga?
work.
Hey, True.
Easy
He
work.
love
Easy
Mayweather,
work.
man.
Easy work. Easy work. Well, guess what? Who signed? Who Tank signed to? Who signing Tank's paycheck?
Yeah, I
Who?
know he under the umbrella.
Tell
I
me
know,
now.
and so is
Devin, man.
Devin Haney.
Tell,
Devin
tell me.
Haney in
Tell
there
me.
too. Come on,
Tell,
man.
No,
tell me.
no,
Tell,
David Haney signed with
tell,
David Haney
tell me.
signed with
Tell,
Maximum. He
tell me
under
who Tank work for.
No,
Tell,
well, Devin Haney was under TMT though
Nah, no,
at one.
he was signed. He signed with
tell
freaking
me who.
Eddie Hearn. He signed Eddie
Nah,
Yeah, he
Hearn.
would dance.
he
He would
hey,
dance.
huh?
Yeah, I'm saying that's
He
Eddie
would.
Hearn doing that. That's Eddie
Devin
Hearn,
Haney.
Maximum. He under
I
Eddie
know.
Hearn.
I know. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said dance. Eddie Hearns is dance. On
The
dance.
zone, the
Yeah.
zone. I don't know what the shit called. Dance, the zone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, but like I said,
Right,
y'all
but
know who signing.
he worked with Devin Haney though.
He probably
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Maybe
Cause but I'm tell you this though. People talk about saying David Hearn get beat Tank Davis. He ain't ready yet, man.
He still work with him.
I don't think he's ready yet. Devin ain't ready for Tank.
Who, Devin Haney, man? Hey,
Yeah,
he got a zero. He got a O. So he ain't been defeated yet.
I mean, yeah, he a talented fighter, man. He got tested now. He got dropped. He got back up
Still
and he
young.
won the fight. He
Now he ain't
young,
got
but
no knock. He ain't got no knockout power. But I mean,
I'm
he'll
saying
point you out
that's what I'm saying. He go
Hey,
against Tank. He go against Tank. You better like if
They
Tank don't respect
they
your
under the
power,
same umbrella.
that's what
now
I'm
they
talking
not the
about,
same
Black Face
brothers.
Sport. You know what I'm
Now they
talking
will
about.
fight each other.
You said what?
Tank, easy
They'll
work.
fight each other.
So
Who is
y'all
that
think
going?
Tank? You think Tank would demolish Devin Haney?
I do.
I don't think so.
Now,
I don't
now,
think Devin
hold
Haney.
on. Hold on. Now, we talking about with Devin Haney. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say. I put it like this:
Uh huh.
Devin Haney can box, but I ain't gonna say that he's just gonna demolish him because you have to understand. Daddy Floyd taught David Haney a whole lot too.
That's
Remember,
true.
he was training him too. So you gotta understand, David Haney has
Baldy Jack did too.
some of the
Baldy Jack.
hands on, hands on.
Right. Why Baldy Jack got his own training for
Yeah,
championship too? He a great
Daddy
fighter.
Floyd ain't working with him.
Man, come on,
Daddy
man.
Floyd ain't working with Bobby.
Hey, hey, listen, that
Man,
man.
really, it ain't really that Daddy Floyd that you need to be worried
Who's
about,
that?
man. Is Floyd Senior. Floyd Senior is the one that does the justice with the training.
That's what
And
he's talking about. That's what he's talking
That's
about.
what I'm talking about.
It was
That's what
really
I'm talking
Roger.
about.
It was Roger that was the greatest trainer.
Right. But what I'm saying is he has some of the Mayweather's blueprint already.
That
That's his
yeah, that's
base.
true.
That's his base style. That's his base style of fighting. You know what I'm saying?
That's that's true.
Understand?
But
Daddy Floyd
yeah,
taught him the basics. See, you got to understand the basics before you can understand how to knock out and do all the other stuff. You got to
that's
understand
true.
a lot of kinks
Yeah,
and
that's true.
it's a lot of like certain throwing your hand out there in certain it's certain movements, it's certain angles.
Right.
You got to learn how to basically train and jab for like 3 or 4 hours straight. You know what I'm saying? Like constantly.
But you know,
Like you
Bob
shooting in
Aaron.
the gym, Ben Simmons. You
Bob,
know what I'm
hey,
saying?
Jacob, though.
Yeah.
Bob Arum, what I was telling True the King, Bob Arum already came out and made a statement that he's ready for that Lomachenko and Tank fight to go down. What you think about that? True said he got Tank all day. Who you taking out of if they do fight? Lomachenko and Davis in the future.
Um, I'm still gonna roll with Tank just because he's got the youth on his side, and I believe that Floyd will be way more. I think he'll be way more smarter with you know bringing them into a big like I'm talking about. That's you could consider that somewhat a mini super fight. You know what I'm saying? If that kind of
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I could see Floyd kind of mentally getting him more in shape. Because the thing is, you can have the talent, but really going into those fights, you really gotta have a mental capacity. If your mental capacity ain't like Mayweather's going into championship fights, being unbeaten in 20-0 in title defenses. He's 20-0 in title defenses. So therefore, going into a big fight, either beating a champion or defending your belt, it's a whole different ball game because you can't underestimate your opponent. So you got to have some psychological uh, power too going into that fight. You can do everything right, train hard, do everything. You do everything right, but if your mental capacity is not where it's supposed to be, I'm gonna tell you right now, can, yeah, he ain't gonna trust me. Mayweather gonna be up in that joint. He ain't finna just let Davis them trainers. He ain't finna mess that up because you messing up. And you know one thing about Floyd?
But
Floyd don't like his money being messed
I
up.
know, but we're talking about the fighters now, Jacob. Okay, I know you love Floyd. Let's get him out of there. Floyd is done. Okay, we talking about
Hey
the
man,
fighters
hold
now.
low, hold low, hold low,
You
hold
know
low,
what I'm saying?
hold
True.
low. You know, listen, hold
Can
on.
we
You
can we
have
talk
to
about the?
understand
We need something
when you talking
now,
about.
nigga.
Hold on, hold on. Listen, when we're talking about Tank Davis, you are including Floyd Mayweather. Tank Davis is not his own boss.
No, but we
That's what
What you
y'all
talking
got to
about
mean
in
not his
the
realize.
own ball?
ring.
What you
In
mean
the
not his own
ring.
In the
ball?
ring, in the
In
ring.
the
That's
ring,
what I'm
man.
saying.
We talking about the fighters that are fighting now. Floyd done had his
No, it
time,
don't
man.
matter. Listen, it's a proper. It's a
All
It's
I'm
proper.
over with.
saying, listen, hold on.
It's
All
a
I'm saying
Go ahead.
is, I'm Lomachenko. All I'm saying is, you're fighting Lomachenko, and that you're going to have, you're gonna have to be trained right, and you're gonna have to be mentally trained right. And it takes Mayweather to be there in your corner in order for you to be mentally trained right.
That's
That's
not
all I'm
necessarily
saying.
true. That's not necessarily true because you.
What?
I don't care.
That's not true?
That's not
Okay,
true.
okay.
I'm gonna tell you
Oh,
why it's
okay.
not true.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna tell you why it's not true because I don't care. He's not Floyd though. It doesn't matter. Look, I don't
I
care
ain't
if
say,
Michael Jordan. Listen, I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, Tank has to prepare himself. That's just is what it is. Tank has to prepare. He has to be ready. Yeah, Floyd can give him all the toolage and all the advice and all the wisdom, all he wants to. At the end of the day, Tank got to put in that work in. You know what I mean? Luke Walton's dad was Bill Walton. That man was a bum playing basketball. Let's just keep it like it don't matter who's going in your corner. Don't mean you're gonna be great. Now Tank is a great fighter, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You you gotta put the work in, you know what I mean? Somebody can teach you all you want to, but you gotta put that, you know what I mean? You gotta put in the
look,
action.
Tank Davis, look, Tank Davis is undefeated for a reason. And Floyd see that he's his top fighter that's under him. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that.
You can have a lot of fighters. But you got some. Look, you got some that are talented. You got some that need some work. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Tank has shown at his age. You know what I'm saying? He's already showing the potential. So this is perfect. This is good for him right now. You want all of that. You want all of that aspiration. Of course, I'd be on the phone. Yo, George Foreman, give me some pointers. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the phone talking to everybody. Ain't no wrong with that. They do it all the time. You might have, as a matter of fact, when you in training,
Yeah, he cut out. But he is here now.
to me,
Now you good now, you went in and out. You good
man.
now.
Okay, my bad. It's like I said, it's this building I'm in, man. Sorry about that.
You good.
But what I'm saying is that when you go into a big fight, well, really any fight, but especially a big super fight, you know what I'm saying? You want all the. It's good to train. That's like saying, hey, let me call Earl up. Let me call Earl up and spar and spar Earl Spence. Sparring Earl Spence is that's what's basically it's just getting you prime ready. You see what I'm
Right, and
saying?
he was able to beat Mayweather in sparring. You do know that, right?
That's what I'm beating him. All that did was made Floyd more smarter. You know? That's all it did.
Right, and it made Canelo even more greater fighter. That's why Canelo is the best
Yeah,
right now.
right. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to get work. Like, look, if I don't get work, then guess what? Sometimes, you know, And then you gotta understand, Earl was. Hey, look. I mean, I'm tuning up my game for the next fight. I got to be ready. You never know. Somebody gonna call me and say, "Hey, man, I'm interested in fighting." You know what I'm saying? So shoot, by me sparring a guy like Floyd, shoot, that's that's priming me. That's keeping me in shape, man.
Yeah,
See,
it's
that's what you call working on your game.
like a measuring stick.
Yeah, that's like you work.
So that
That's
Jacob,
like you working on your game. See,
I think Jacob.
when you
True,
work
you
like
still there,
that,
bro?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jacob, you cracked in and out, man. Say that one more
Okay,
time,
hold
bro.
on. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. You good to go?
Okay. Look, what I'm saying is that you stay in the gym and you work with other great players who will push you to the limit. We in the court, me and you in the court. I'm all on your back. You gonna get tired of me.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Where I'm not against the getting the help aspect of it. Uh, I don't have a problem with that. But at the same time, we seen people like it's not that's not going. It's that's you need. It's at the end of the day, you have to put in that like you can also have that help, but at the end of the day, you also got to put that work in yourself too. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Like don't just because he's Floyd Mayweather is behind him, don't mean he's gonna get the job done every time. That's all I'm saying.
Hmm. Yeah.
Cause look at Julio Cesar Chavez's son getting beat by Anderson Silva, man. Like, come on, man. This dad was Julio. Your dad. Hold on. You have to imagine having a dad as Julio Cesar Chavez. You ain't nowhere near his legacy.
Can y'all hear me?
I hear you know.
Okay. Uh Now hold on. Back up. What was you saying?
I'm saying like sometimes though, like yeah, you get like I feel you like having that help and having that what I mean experience behind your corner is always helpful. But at the same time that fighter you as a fighter you have to put like it gotta be up to you to what I mean to take that advice and get the job done. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Cause like
I mean, but
because
like I
we
said, man, that man been in the league. That man been in the league long enough, man. Your offensive game should be improving each year. Not, oh, I gotta try to. Man, now forget that. Your offensive game should be getting better each year. That's what you got
you
off
talking about
season for.
You
I
talking
ain't
about
trying
Ben
to hear
Simmons? You talking about Ben Simmons?
that. Him, anybody. Him, anybody.
Yeah, that's
Him
true.
or anybody.
I mean,
Him or anybody. Trust me. My uncle, 60
yeah,
something years old. He can still do 40 push-ups. What are you talking about?
yeah, yeah, man. I mean, you gotta get better. That's the thing.
That's an old man. That's an old man. I'm just told you about. Been in the military. Man, he get up and he'll roll out of bed if he got to and do them 40 right there in front of your face.
They're 40.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shoot, you gotta be willing. You gotta be ready, man.
definitely gotta be ready. But I mean, how you feel about Giannis ain't getting the credit that he deserved or the praise as other players getting?
Oh no, Giannis, man. Look, see, Giannis to me is to me. I feel like he's uh uh Giannis is to me showing that he's actually his game is really involved. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
Giannis is big. He can score. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, uh. You know, uh, I like the fact that he, you know, that he is taking shots. at least he is taking shots. That's what I do respect about his
Right,
game.
but
I ain't saying
yeah,
he's a great shooter, but I do respect the fact that he is
right.
taking shots and
But yeah.
he's actually working on that.
But here's the thing, though. The thing I mostly respect about his game is the fact that not forget this the shooting part. The fact that he's listen, man. Like he's scoring inside. Like he's an efficient scorer. Like there's things that Giannis. Here's the thing: he gets criticized so much for not being a shooter that people downplay his other aspects of his game. You know what I mean? Like the man's a great
Yeah.
rebounder. He's one of the best rebounders in the league. Rebounds, like if you can beat rebounds, like wins you games. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
the fact that he can rebound, the fact that he's so efficient inside that paint, and he's a presence. The fact that he's a good playmaker, like that gets overshadowed off his bad shooting. And like, listen, yeah. And here's a hypocrite, like I said earlier, it's real hypocritical because people criticize him being a bad shooter, right? He's a bad shooter, but then and say uh like it's say Giannis. It's say Giannis, like some people say, well, Giannis shouldn't be taking jumpers, then whatever. But then someone like Ben Simmons that's afraid to shoot, he also get criticized. So which one is it?
Well, okay. Well, I mean, all I'm saying is you can't. I mean, like I said, Giannis miss shots, and Ben Simmons. To me, I just haven't really. I just don't see the initiative of him actually trying to
Right.
make a more of an offensive play. That's
Right.
all.
My
That's the only
thing is
thing
people
I'm
trying
saying.
to compare. If people try to compare Ben Simmons and Giannis, like, dog, Ben is not the scorer
Nah,
as Giannis
no,
is. He's not the scorer as
no,
Giannis
no,
is.
no.
He's just not.
Giannis
Forgetting
actually can
without
score. Put him in the post, he's scoring. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but without
He can shoot a couple of mid-range jumpers.
it's besides the fact of the jumper shooting.
Yeah.
Besides besides the jump shooting aspect of it, the man is a better scorer than Ben Simmons. You can't compare. Well, look what Giannis is doing. That's why people y'all see,
Better
and we're
score.
not giving Giannis. We're
Yeah.
not giving that Giannis that credit. We're giving people like Trae Young and Luka. We're giving all these players credit in the playoffs, but Giannis been consistently dominating this whole playoffs,
Yeah.
and nobody's talking about it. You know what I mean? Nobody's talking about it. He lead the team in rebound, not lead the playoffs in rebounding, averaging almost 30 points. Like getting his assists, getting his teammates involved, playing great defense.
You're right.
Like what? Like come on, but just because he don't got no jump shot, he don't get credit.
Right. Well,
Like,
what I'm saying is look. But what I'm saying is Ben Simmons needs to try to, work on more of an offensive. What I'm saying, make more offensive plays. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Look, this is what I'm saying, True King. When you're in the court, and bruh, I watched a little 5.
And you broke
I
it
don't
out
know.
again.
That's basic. As Robert Hughes. Okay, hold on, man. Shoot.
No, you good. You good now. You good now.
Switch on.
You good
Okay,
now.
hold on. I'm finna cut on the data, man, because
All
this right here is just this Wi-Fi in this building is just so strong. It ain't that good. It's always a weak signal. It does that. Okay, hold on. Let me cut.